Going to do a video today to upgrade the front fog lights in our Range Rover Sport. So this will be 2005 to 2009 Range Rover Sport. It's a different fog lamp on the 2010. And we are going to have a go at taking this out, putting an LED fog light that's got a built-in daytime running light. So that's what we're doing in this video. So we're going to take it out, look at the new kit, wire it up, test it, and what we'll do is we'll fit maybe one side, and then we'll have a see if we can stand back a bit and compare the difference. Obviously, there's nothing to compare to on the daytime running light, but the fog light will be good. Right, and Dan, let's have a look. What have we got? Right, and here we go. So in the kit, you're going to get what we've got here. So if you have the camera down,
yep.
I'm going to get a seat down. I'm getting old. I'm going to sit down. Here we go. I got my seat. Right. So what have we got here? So we got some brackets. So these are some brackets we've designed in house, and we've had them laser cut. We should have branded them up, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
They're labelled as left and right. We've had them made in stainless. These are just the prototype ones, so they look a bit. But you'll get two stainless steel brackets like this. Okay, so obviously you know which is left and right. And then we've got this set of fog lamps here. So let's have a look what we've got here, shall we, Dan? Grab these out. These look flash. Right. So let's have a look. We've got a bit of... So we have got, basically, we've got some fixings. Now these screws may be fitted in the light. It depends how it gets it. So you may have it... So actually they're going to be fitted in the light because we're going to take this old bracket off. And then there'll be a pack of washers there. So you'll have some washers. So we're going to grab those. Right, and let's before we take them out, Dan, let's have a look. So your fog lamps is easy. It just plugs into your standard fog light wiring. No problem at all. And then you've got this other loom, which is your daytime running light loom, which you need to link to a source of ignition. So if I unravel this, goodness me, where's it going? Dan's trying to help me. Oh, you got yourself in a right mess there, Simon. I'm making this look complicated, Dan. Right.
Yeah, I think you're good.
I'm good. Look at that. Right, so watch these little round bits there. The screw in, when you plug those in there, look, you've got to screw those in, but these detach from here, so that makes it easy when we're routing it. So basically, all the cabling we've got to do is this 2-into-1 cable. I've lost it again then. So it goes from here. So we've got to find an ignition live. We'll show you where to plug that ignition live in. And then it goes to a 2-into-1 splitter. One will go to the left, one will go to the right. When the ignition comes on, bam, these will light up. So that's the objective of that. But let's get rid of the wiring.
One is slightly longer as well.
Is it? Oh, is one slightly longer? I missed that. Dan, well done.
I think this one's the longer one, so that'll be your left, right.
Yeah, because we're going to go into the fuse box, which is on the left-hand side. So Dan's right. The long one goes to the right. The short one will go to the left, which is nearer the fuse box.
Which the brackets will tell you that anyway.
They'll tell you the brackets, but they won't tell you which wire to go. So that was a good observation, Dan. 10 extra points, Dan.
Yep, good.
Right then. Just pay me more, don't give me points. Right. So these lights. So do we reckon the lights are handed, Dan? Let's have a look then. So let's have a look. Right, so the lights do have a different pattern in them. Now, that is definitely the top. So I guess it depends how you want it to go. In terms of that, let's have a look what they've done on their picture, shall we, Dan? On their picture of this Mustang here, they've got the C going around the outside and the little bar in the middle. So should we follow? And they seem to that way round. We're going to go that way round. Right. So let's have a look. So we are going to pick this one as the right-hand lamp, which is going to go on the driver's side. Right. So let's dismantle this and put the right-hand bracket. And obviously you can tell which is the top of the light. You probably can't see on the camera. There's some right in there. See the right in there, Dan?
Just maybe.
So these are E-marked. So they've got an E13, I forget which country. So these are sort of legal for road use, although the DRL thing's a bit of a complicated area, but we'll gloss over that for the minute. We'll perhaps put a link in. Depending which country you're in, daytime running lights, if you say it's a position light, it's okay, but it depends how bright they are at night. So we'll have to assess that, and you may need to put a dimming circuit in, which you can buy on eBay quite cheaply, and they will, when you turn your side lights on, dim it. But I think we'll be alright just putting them on. We'll have a look.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, let me get a screwdriver down. Excuse me. Really? Oh, look, it's all to hand now. Dan's rearranged the... Right. So, this is our right-hand lamp. Let's take these old brackets off. Actually, these brackets that are in there, interestingly, will fit a Sport 2010. So if you've got a Sport 2010, you don't need our different brackets. Okay. Whoosh. God, who put these in?
Factory.
The factory. Goodness me, they got stronger people than me working there. Right then. Right. 2 screws. Remove the old bracket. Just be careful how we do that. I don't want to dislodge that wire there. Oh, they're on tight as well. Oh, there you go. Yeah. I'm going to push it up. Let's have a look. Right, so we've got to be careful not to dislodge that wire there too much. It's got some sealing around it. Be careful with that. I think I might have... Oh no, it's got a rubber thing around it, look.
Yeah.
Right. There we go. Right, so I need the right bracket. So the right bracket is going to fit back on here. And the right, you've got to get the right in the same way up as the right in on the top here. Right, and then let me sort of put that back in there. Right. Now, you've got to get these lined up with the... So they sort of clip on and support there. They fit over that quite nicely. Right. And then you get your washers out because we were a bit worried that they were a bit close to the size of the holes to the... So we've added some washers that go over there. And then your little screws. It's going to get a bit fiddly. Don't worry, I'm not going to make you endure all of this. Right then. Well, we'll just put this one in. Right. Right, you don't want to watch me do all this. So you get the idea, you put the washer on, you put the one on. Right, I'll get on and put the other one on and then we'll meet you back at the car. Right, so we're ready to fit it. One point to note is that on the left light, you can see the L for left there. Because the lights are the same, you need to put the right in upside down. Otherwise, both lights will be pointing... Well, one will be pointing in and one will be pointing out. You'll see what I mean. Right then. Dan, go for it. Right, what are you doing, Dan? So let's show us how to take a fog bezel out of it. Oh, look, there you go. So there's a little sneaky hole right up in there. It's like a little, almost like designed for a finger. And you can get it, and then you have to give it a bit of a brisk tug. Dan made that look easy, but you've got to remember he's superhuman strength. So now we've had those out before. Let's have a look at those little clips so everyone understands that. So on the back of the guard, you'll see you've got these little clips there. And so they are little springy metal clips. Now sometimes they will pling off. So just make sure that when you pull it, you've got a clean workshop floor, because on the odd occasion those metal springs will pling off and you'll be rooting around looking for them. But we were lucky. Right, there you go, Dan. So what have we got in there, Dan? Oh, let me have the screw for you. So we've got 3 little, should have coloured these in really. There you go.
One there.
There, yeah.
And then one tucked down there.
Tucked down there, yeah. Go on then. Right, whip them out. And that what are you using there, Dan?
Torx T20.
So those 3. You'll notice the one fixing is in the middle to the inside of the car, and you've got 2 to the outside. You lost that one, Dan.
No, it's still in the bracket.
They're going to come out with the brackets, aren't they?
I think so.
He's doing some magic trick here. Try not to lose them on video. Oh, don't tip it back. Yeah, you got a connector on the back, so you got to wiggle it out. Try not to lose the screws. Right, and there'll be a connector on the back. Right, so let's have a look at all those screws down. Oh, there we go. There's one there. Right, so there. Oh gosh, this is terrible filming. So there we go, there's the screw there, you can see the Torx head. All 3 screws are the same, if I don't show them. Right, and what have we got left there? So let's have a look at how generally grotty that lamp is, Dan. So this is why we're upgrading it. So look at the front, so that's all flaking. Let's have a look at the lens at the front. It's all looking a bit sort of opaque and manky, isn't it? So we're going to upgrade. So notice how the original, can we just have a look at the slope on the front as you look at those? Tip it down, yeah, so that's it, we can see there. So they are sloped, they are handed. If you're buying fog lights, they're left and right. But obviously our lights are the same, but we've accounted for that in the bracket design. That's why your brackets are paired. Right, let's undo that connector at the top there, Dan.
Right, so 2 clips. Squeeze that.
Right, there you go. So that is the old light. We'll sell that for a fortune on eBay. Right. Right, then you get your new lamp. Now, this might be a good time to think about the wiring, because basically we can see in there, Dan, and we've got to thread that wire. So I reckon we'll have a go now at threading that wire from the fuse box down through there. So what we're going to do, basically, Dan, if you just explain. So on the fuse box, most UK models don't seem to have this. Is this magnetic, this torch? No. Right, do you want to hold the torch for me now? This fuse here doesn't seem to be utilised. And there's a handy ignition live just there. So we're going to put a spade. So these lights come with a handy spade connector that Dan's going to pre-fit to every single set with love. And then he's going to, what you can do is you're going to plug that in there. Now I reckon we might need a slightly bigger spade, so we might have a blue spade, not a red spade on there. And then we're going to thread the cable down here and go there. But we'll get that sorted. I'm going to swap that spade over. Right, so Dan fed the wire in through the fog light hole there. And then if you give me the camera and you shine the light in down the bottom, Dan, you can see there's quite a good access down there to get the cable up through. Now, as you route it, you've got to be careful of the fuel burning heater if you've got it fitted, because this exhaust will get hot. So we're just going to cable tie it to the bonnet support here. We're going to bring it in here, along here, and then we're going to go up through and we've put a better size spade connector on it there. So we've learnt from that one. So we're going to get that in there, tidy that up. But let's carry on with the routing. So we're going to need to put some cable ties in with the kit as well, Dan. So we'll get the spade thing fitted. Right, and then we'll run that all along there. We'll run that along there. Now you could, and I'd probably recommend it if you put an inline fuse. We won't provide one, but you could put an inline fuse here so that this cable is fused. Right. Right, then you come down to the bottom here. And then we're going to... Right, so our next challenge, Dan, is to get the wire across from here, across over to the front. So I think the first thing we're going to have to do is whoop that grill out. Right, so we've got the long end, and what we've done is we found that the little plastic... Where's the little plastic bit? That bit there was rolling back down the wire. So we've put a bit of tape there just to stop it rolling back down the wire. And then if you go in the fog light hole, you can come out through. There's quite a big gap. You can see where my finger goes through there. You can feed it through. A little bit of a fiddle, but... You could take the headlight out if it's giving you a problem. It only takes a minute to take the headlight out, but we're trying as minimal disruption. Demonstrate. You got it, Dan? You just did it off video.
No.
It comes straight through. There it is. Right, grab that. Pull that through. Right, so I'll pull that through. Now, we won't wire the second one up yet, Dan, because what we're going to do is we want to compare the two together. But this, right, and what you've got here along this edge, you've got these nice little clips on my red car. You can see it. So you can, Dan's going to, after we've done this, he's going to cable tie the cable to each one of those little tabs there, because you've got a nice little route to route that cable along the front, which will go over to the second one. Right then, so we'll leave that there for the moment, Dan. And then, right, let's refit this fog light. So let's do the wiring connections now. Yep. So fit that one, and you've got to rotate it, haven't you? Sort of you rotate it, it's got a little, if you look, there's a little notch there in the top, if you can see, and a corresponding peg in there, so they only go one way, and then you've got to screw that little tab down. Don't cross-thread it. You all good?
Yep.
That's tight, and then plug the fog light into that one there, and it only goes one way as well, doesn't it, Dan?
Yep.
You can't get it in the wrong way, because it needs to make sure it gets the earth correctly. Right, and then you can tuck all that back into that little cavity there neatly. And tidy that up. And then the bracket goes in. Position that in. And then it's the question of lining up your holes there.
Yeah, so I did this one first.
You reckon that one's that's the trick, is it?
To get to, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a lot easier with that screwdriver, isn't it, than the... Right, yeah, and then obviously, yeah, then you can rotate about that one for those to drop into place. Right, so what we're going to do now, Dan's going to tidy up that wiring. So he's going to tidy all the wiring coming down and all the wiring going across the front there. We won't fit that one yet because I want to do the comparison. Put that fog bezel back in, and then we'll come back and have a look how they look and do a little functional test of them. Yeah, pop the fog bezel back in. So again, you've got the little scoop. Let's see that little scoop, Dan. So that little bit you can see there has got that little cut out there, and that goes at the top. And then that should just tap back in, shouldn't it? Wiggle it about, you might not.
Got the wrong way.
It's got that notch, it's got to go at the top. And that's it. There we go. Right, that's my light again. Right, okay, right, let's tidy up and we'll come back and have a look. Okay, so Dan's installed it all. He's done it all neatly along. Actually, do you want to open the bonnet, Dan? So he's put some cable ties, so we'll make sure we get the corresponding number of cable ties put in the kit. And then we've come along here, we've cable tied it away from this exhaust from the fuel burning heater if you've got it, and it comes in, across here over to there, and then into the spare terminal there. So that's all good. So that's the wiring all done. Right then, do you want to pop the grill back in and let's have a look at this. So that's how the fog light looks. So the daytime running light is the outer section. So when Dan powers it up in a minute, when he turns the ignition on, that will come. And then when he turns the fog on, the daytime running light will go out, and this section here will come on for the fog. So yeah, just put that grill back in, please, Dan. All look razzle dazzle. That's it. Right, put the bonnet down. Right, here we go. We're ready. Right, so ignition on. So obviously this one's coming on with the daytime running light. We've got nothing coming on the other side. Put the full headlights on so we can compare it to the... So you can see there, that's with the headlights on. So this doesn't dip. If you want this to dip, we could do another video. We'll buy an eBay dimming kit. Right, and then do you want to put the old fog light on? Put the fog lights on, Dan. So there you go. So you can see that one dips to fog light, the daytime running light. And then just, could you swap that over again? So there you go. So that's daytime running light, fog light, and you can compare those. That old one there looks quite yellow now, especially compared to the LED, where this one, the white colour, matches the xenon headlights quite nicely. So there we go. We'll finish that off. But that's the LED DRL upgrade done on the Range Rover Sport. We'll get that for sale on the website, and we'll put the link below. We'll get Ben to photograph those.